everyone. And while stuff in the X, you've been here at least 2 hours now. Two of the first games that have been now. Before starting the entire team of it, I'd like to thank everyone here watching some amazing independent. I've been in the works for a few years. I'm going about straight. It's a game that has been out already. Honestly, I might be biased because this game is the most beautiful, at least graphically, at least incredibly beautiful. So maybe here Damien Dessagne. I'm not misspelling, which is one of the developers of this game. It's actually, I'm going to right now because I just want to word straight like. So Damien, come on the show.
Hi. Very good, thank you. Thank you for hosting the show and having me. It's a pleasure.
So our first question is that one. So Straight Light.
Straight Lights, it's a 3D single-player game. It's an action-adventure game based on emotions. So you're going to play in a fantastic world that doesn't exist. There are going to be no text, no dialogue to tell you the story. So it's designed to appeal to everyone. It's not too difficult. It's not too hard. There is a difficulty mode that will help Souls-like players because it's based a bit on Souls-like mechanics. So yeah, but overall the game is our interpretation and the story we wanted to share about our interpretation of life as a whole.
Okay. What were the main inspirations behind the creation of Straight Lights?
Straight Lights is mainly based off the casual version of the parry-based gameplay of Sekiro. Sekiro was this strange game in the Soulsborne franchise that is based entirely on parry, but very, very difficult and known for its difficulty. And we thought there was something to do with it and make this more accessible to people. So we brought Sekiro in the mix with its parry-based gameplay, and another main inspiration comes from a very old shoot 'em up. It's called Ikaruga, and it's based on two colors, and you can switch between the two. So this is where the mechanics of the color switch come from. So that's the main gameplay inspiration. In terms of art, the gaming is inspired mainly by Shadow of the Colossus, which is has the same sense of scale that we wanted to give, like you're a small being fighting gigantic beings, being lost in a big world, also. And the last inspiration is Journey, from which we also got the composer from. He also did Austin Wintory, the guy who made the music from Journey, also made the music from Straight Lights. And yeah, Journey is more an inspiration for the way we tell the story. There is also no word and no dialogues in Journey, and it uses everything else, environmental drawings and stuff like this, to explain to the player what is going on. And it also inspired us a lot to help the player understand the story he's being brought in.
No, it's awesome because games from totally different from each other. Like, I mean, let's go against Germain. Have nothing like totally different, and it's so cool an idea from those. But now, the most important part of this show is the game to know straight. So I'm just getting. Let's start the game. I'm playing the first few 30 minutes. You're guiding me, helping the what they're watching. So
yep.
let's just get in. So try and get at the moment to fix the cameras. I hope you find it at like we'll try in the minutes. One standard, yeah, right. That's what you recommended me.
Challenge mode is really for like if you are a very experienced hardcore Souls-like player, you should definitely go in hardcore mode. But it's the difficulty is not only affecting like the amount of life or stuff like this, like many other games do. It's really affecting everything in the game in terms of combat. We have different combos and different color switching and additional mechanics that only exist in the challenge mode, for instance. So it's really more than just a bit harder. It's really a different experience.
So let's see. But this initial cutscene is very short and just gives a bit of an idea of our character, what we'll be controlling, and at least these initial scenes.
Yeah.
So the game is called. This might be like a stupid question, but because everything, like you saw in the trailer, you had a lot of lights. All the characters have really strong lights, really for different colors. So why the name, and how does it apply into this game?
The name is, like I said previously, the narration, the narrative part of the game is told without words and without dialogues inside the game. So the title is, in fact, one thing that gives a hint about what you're going to experience as a story. So we chose the word light to explain to express the beings themselves, the one that you play, and the other ones who are
Okay.
kind of your siblings that you're going to meet in the world. And they are basically astray because as you can see now, you find yourself in kind of a lost world, a bit in ruin. There is not so many life left, and yeah, everybody is just a bit wondering what they're doing on this planet and what's their purpose in life. And
And my character is lost as well.
Exactly.
Okay.
You actually just went born as you play. The first sequence is a representation of your being born into this world. And yeah, you're born in a pretty safe place, and now you're going to encounter the real world, the outside world, which is a bit less safe.
Let's see. I was saying this is super beautiful. This game,
Thanks.
the atmosphere, you constructed is amazing. Like from right, I got out of that cave. It's incredible.
Thank you very much. It's the art was a pretty tough piece to get together because we had this vision in mind, and we are still a small team. We were 9 people working on the game for a bit less than 3 years, so we had to find solutions to make this actually possible, to craft all this. And yeah, there are lots of clever things that we did put in place to to help us achieve this with such a small team.
And was this the original vision for the
Yeah, it's quite funny because the early concepts, even before we had a prototype or anything, when it was just on paper, the main pillars of the art direction was already there. We knew we were going to go to vivid colors with high shadows, hard contrasts, and keep everything pretty blend and uniform in terms of hue in the settings at all time, because we need to have this clear vision on the gameplay itself. Each time you have a combat, you need to have this strong contrast between the entities actually fighting and the rest of the world to not distract the player's vision. So that's why we had this almost monochromatic scenes all the time in the game, so that you have no interferences when you need to understand the color of the opponent you're facing, because the game is based on color. You'll see in a small moment.
No, and you actually talked at the beginning how influential it was for of this game. I can inflation in the art direction as well. Can you confirm it really about inspired on Journey visually?
Yeah, Journey was clearly one of the inspiration for the visuals. They have this less is more approach that did help us a lot to focus exclusively on the things that actually matter, and after that polish add the more finer details. But they did took the same approach as us to craft the world of Twilight.
Yeah, this is gorgeous. Just look at this, the different. You said it 8 people. It's kind of what do you do accomplish? It's very talented, really.
Thank you. It was a fun adventure. But,
I believe so.
yeah, clearly. But no, it's yeah. Yeah, but I don't think it was like tougher than another project for another team or anything. It's just what creating a video game is. It's hard
Exactly.
and it's demanding, but it's also a huge amount of fun and pleasure. And it's a challenge I honestly like a lot on a day-to-day basis.
No, from the lineup of games in the X, you can see a lot of passion from the developers, because you might know what to make doing great games requires some passion on the project you're working, and we've already seen 2 games. We're looking at the 3rd, and they're all look. I mean, it's you can notice the passion from the team in the game and how they pour into it and made the best they can. So
this is one of the longest cutscenes that we had, and creating cutscenes is very, very time consuming. So we wanted to put this in the first minutes of the game, so that most people playing the game actually experience it.
We're just seeing some of the dark in the beginning. So this all the narrative story is gonna be shot, right? Game like all on sounds and trying to pull for the emotions of.
Yes. We really wanted to have this kind of blur as a player that you have when you're not just being told this is what's happening. This is exactly what's happening. We want the players to have their own interpretation of things, to actually be careful of what's happening, because this is not going to be told to them, and they're going to be free to interpret this as however they want. And we've had lots of different interpretations. They all work, and this is why we chose not to expressively explain to everybody what is happening in the game.
Okay, so we're now looking at one of the first mechanics of the game that you talked about, switching colors and pairing in the correct color.
Yeah, this is the core of the gameplay. This is your best weapon in the game, and it was pretty hard to actually bring people to use it, like Sekiro did. Sekiro has this strong barrier on the first boss you encounter. Lots of people die until it clicks. It's a very hardcore way of teaching players how to behave in the game. And we didn't want that, so we used this maybe a bit long phase, but necessary phase, where the only thing you can do is parry. And because we experienced in playtesting that as soon as you can attack, you go into attack. You're not using parries. Parries is usually a mechanics for advanced players in Souls-like genres. But here is the core of the gameplay, so it's actually the opposite. Attacking is the is the hardcore mechanics in the game, and parrying is the go-to one. And so that's why you on this phase, the player doesn't even have the ability to attack. We really want the player to understand how parrying works and how powerful it is in the game. And this color switch mechanics, usually it clicks pretty quickly when you are left with only a parry. It seems to. It seems it already clicks for you, so it's fine.
Try not to make it disgrace.
No, you're doing perfectly fine. Yes, it's really. It was very challenging. The tutorial required like 4 or 5 different iterations to actually bring people to play the game the way it's intended to play, right? And to understand the parry is the best thing. But yeah, I think we managed to do something right. Looks like so.
Yeah, the feeling is the game responds. I have one question. Maybe it's not introduced yet, and maybe you can, or maybe you can do the answer. Yeah. But since it is Souls games like Sekiro, if you parry on the right timing, maybe it gives you some advantages or not?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
It's like in Sekiro. It's pretty subtle, but yes, there is a pretty big advantage in doing perfect parries. The sound is different. The visual effect is going to be different, and the timing is pretty short. But if you do a perfect one, you see those circular ripples that happen when you parry. If they are not in the color of the character, if they are golden instead, then you did a perfect parry. Currently, you did not.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
It's gonna come at one point. This one was perfect. This one too. This one too. And it gives another, if I remember correctly, it's like an additional 25% of energy collected. So it's not a small deal. It's a very big deal. If you try to speedrun the game, it's going to be a game changer. You have to perfect everything.
Now you're challenging me because I love speedruns. Maybe I'll take that challenge on.
Yeah, and the whole principle, because currently it's still the tutorial phase, so the boss is not gigantic or anything, but the whole principle of the game is to gather the energy your opponent has by pairing its stacks. And by doing this, you fill up the bar at the bottom of the screen, which is basically the energy that you collected from the fight. And once you get enough, you can unleash it in a powerful, strong attack, which usually ends up being a cutscene. With the fight actually moving forward. If it's another phase, then it's going to move to the other phase, and then it's going to be the end.
I actually like the part where you parry with a different color, but you only get HP back if you parry to the correct. You don't lose HP parry with a different color, because in the beginning I had the feeling that if I would be parrying with a different color, I would lose HP. Now that doesn't happen, right?
No, that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Everything in the game is designed to enforce the fact that you need to parry. So we wanted to remove the mental charge of handling your health. And in standard Souls-like games, you need to like find a way out of the fight, or a specific time where you can actually do an action to heal. And this drains you out of the fight, and this brings you out of the combat. And on a parry-based combat system, we thought it was better to make this mechanic a real part of what we actually ask players to do. So parrying makes you advance in the fight, parrying heals you, and keeps you alive in the fight. That was very important for us.
Okay, so now we have a skill tree.
Yep.
Okay, let's see. Okay, the skill tree is blocked, by the way. Press swap variables colors without having to switch for a duration. Okay. Stun enemies for a duration. Before and from fault. I think I'm gonna go to this one. Yeah, let's go.
It's one of the most unlocked skill in the first place.
Yeah, people just like to attack, and I think I'm one of those.
Yeah.
But just to make sure I don't miss berries, I think I'm gonna go with that. Ah, never mind. I don't have any points left. Sorry.
Yeah, you get points when you actually defeat a
Mm-hmm.
single boss.
What should I be doing now?
Turn a bit around. You're gonna see.
Oh yeah. This is the same character, right?
Yeah, seems the same character. You. Huh. I don't know if I'm too allowed to say this, but there is meaning behind the fact that you start as a being of pure light, and now you are in this unbalanced state.
Yeah, more
You can switch
darker.
between two
Yeah.
colors and has this dark matter over your body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess it will be explained during the game.
Mm,
So
it's
let's
one of
not.
the things that's left to interpretation.
Oh, okay.
We have obviously we have our own interpretation and
Mm-hmm.
our golden path to the story. But it would be detrimental to players' experience in the game to actually tell this. So yeah, these are.
What I just picked up, it's another skill point.
It's another currency for the lower parts of the skill tree that you
Uh,
found locked in the previous screen. So those are common enemies. There are a few types of them scattered along the different levels, and they give you this kind of shard that you will use to unlock the skills in the lower part of the skill tree, as opposite to the bosses that give you another currency which is used on the upper part of the skill tree.
Okay, so I can see the skill tree.
You have when you press start, you can go back to your inner self, basically.
Oh,
This
yeah,
is where
okay,
you found your portal and your skill tree.
check.
And,
Okay, now they're unlocked.
Yeah.
Okay, it's currency. Does he have any name?
Yes.
Just so I.
Nope.
Okay. Need to focus on threading.
Even internally, there is no name. It's just the
Okay.
currency for the skill part of the skill tree. So that's it. But yeah, you will have a message telling you there is something available once you get to 8.
Okay, and if I go back to the zone, I go back to the of the level.
Yeah.
So
Actually, there was a checkpoint like 2 meters away from where you were, but that would have prevented you to run back. But
it is what it is. It's okay. It's okay.
Usually, if you're not speaking with the dev and talking about skill trees and everything, you're not going inside this menu.
Yeah. That makes sense because I was the one who asked the question about the currency. So
normally it doesn't happen in the usual place.
no, it makes. I believe will not be playing the game speaking to that. So
normally they are more dragged to this character.
Yeah, it makes sense. I'm to show the most again, so people can see what it's all about.
No worries. So this is actually the start of the game. This is the end of the tutorial section, and now you're gonna have everything unlocked as it is already. Now you're gonna be left alone in a world with different choices ahead of you.
It's like another as some pure light, but has been corrupted somehow.
Yeah. This happens to every character.
Oh, there you go, straight lights.
From there are lots of opportunities and possibilities. So I'm gonna let you explore a bit.
Okay. Since since I'm exploring right now, what can people learn about the game? Where can they get the game? You also told me about some Steam bundle you have right now going on. Would you like to?
So Straight Lights was released in April this year on all platforms, so you can get it on Steam, Epic Game Store, and GOG on PC, and PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series, and Nintendo Switch too. So
Excuse.
normally there is no issue. It's currently 40% off on PlayStation for 2 days, and yeah, we managed to work with another very talented team, Piccolo Studio, who made Rise and After Us, and we did partner to make a bundle on Steam. So if you like a Rise and you want to play Straight Lights, or if you like Straight Lights and you want to play Rise, purchasing through the bundle give you 30% off of the other game, or on both games if you don't own any of them. But yeah, and this is gonna stay. This is a at least 1 year offer. So that started last week. So yeah, if you wanna enjoy this, we and yes, those are good games too.
So about that crystal, as
Yeah.
touch the crystal did nothing. I suppose it's
Yes.
something the already in the game.
Yes, exactly. It's presented first because it's your purpose of this area, and you're gonna have to explore and roam around to understand what's gonna make it friendly, if I might say, not
Okay.
electrocute you like it did. And this is one of the things that are in this kind of hub that can. This is entirely optional, but it's gonna help you understand a bit more the story of the world you're in.
Okay. Since we're showing the game, do you recommend you going after them or just go show?
To showcase the game, I think it's better to go, yeah. For instance,
Okay.
this way. There are different ways. From there, the game stops being linear. It's really up to where the player want to go first.
Okay.
All levels can be done in the order you want. It's not going to matter. This is the start of the forest level. It's the one we had in the first demo of the game. So there was a demo in the Steam Fest of October 22, something like this, and this whole level was showcased in the demo.
Okay. Awesome. How is the feedback you've been receiving for this game overall?
Overall, very positive. We're truly happy. Players are enjoying the game, and it seems to be steady. We have 84 or 85% positive reviews on Steam, and it's pretty much the same on all platforms. So yeah, I don't think I can say that the reception is bad.
that's very rewarding for them.
Clearly.
After like years of work putting this game
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, 3 years of work and the first game of the team. Also, it's like it's not for everyone in the team. It's the first game that we released.
Of the curiosity, everyone is like full time working on this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we have an office where we can actually meet physically. We are not a remote team. It was also part of the way we created games. It's important for us to have everyone participate in the game, and this is done better in our minds, at least when people are actually in the same place, in the same room. Yeah, and can work on ideas together. So it's the first time you encounter this kind of guy. And yeah, your skill is very interesting against them. They are weak,
Why?
they stay far.
I suppose that since the tech occupies most of the area, I figured I should be at range. That makes sense.
Yeah, two options here. either you're out of range, or you manage to interrupt it prior to hitting you. Just go up front and attack.
I'm pretty much dead. So, but that's another story.
Yep.
By obstacles. That's nice.
Yes. Or you can go and attack. Try to close. Yep.
I'm dead.
This is
do
the
I have
first.
do I have like a normal attack besides the Y one? This one?
Yeah. You have this on the right trigger.
Ah.
Attack. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you missed the hint because we were
Uh,
speaking, but yes, there is normal attack. There is a 3-hit combo. It's, as you can see, is not as powerful as parries.
Mm-hmm.
Like one single parry does almost twice full 3-hit combos.
Yeah, but I have some attack at least.
Yeah,
So I can do some damage.
clearly.
Just click.
And those orbs that are scattered around the game, they're gonna help build up your affinity with the energy. And this is a passive skill that basically grants you bonus damage, not damage, bonus gains on all energy games. So when you parry, when you attack, you gain energy, and the more affinity you have, the more you get. Something that, yeah,
Tell me.
something that is that was you mentioned the team and the 3 years of work.
Mm-hmm.
There is a pretty big disappointment in the team because there are some things that we had to strip out of the game for this to actually happen, for the game to actually ship in 3 years. And one of them was a second way to tell a story that was initially present in the game, that was based off of narrative sequences, 2D images animated. And we had a lot of things explaining to you the story, and in the end it was replaced by 3D scenes because it was actually cheaper to do small scenes than to create a full yes.
Okay. Because maybe you had to outsource
so
that.
Unexpected. No, not even. But we had improved the processes so much by the end of the game development to create small cutscenes that it was actually cheaper to do this instead of painting whole images. Like you need 3, 4, 5 of them with different layers. You need to animate them, etc. It took so much of our resources that we ended up shifting from 2D to 3D instead. So there are less narratives in 3D, but yeah, it's one thing that actually broke the heart of many people in the company. But, yeah,
it's actually very 2D more expensive than the no. It's no, actually.
yes. It's not true for everybody.
No, I mean, yeah, but overall, you're happy with the end result, with how it came out.
Yes. It's just that it was something that was there for like the first year, also of the development, something like this. Maybe 1 year and a half, almost half the game development. And when we had to take this away and, and replace this, and we were like, how are we going to tell the story if we are not putting in the narratives? And this is what we called internally narrative, 2D sequences. But in the end, it worked. In the end, it still works. There is.
That's the most important. And Through the entire 3 years, obviously this idea came from someone. Maybe it was you. I don't know. The initial idea, the initial project.
The initial idea came from mainly me for the combat, but that's it. Otherwise, it's really a team effort. It was the 4 founders. We are 4 founders of the company, and we just meet together around the table. Okay, how we are gonna make this actually work, and which world do we want to create, which message do we want to convey, and it's the core gameplay concept came from what I said, the parry system and the color switching from Ikaruga. But apart from that, the rest comes from almost all the team. We had the main story nailed pretty quickly, but each time we tackled a new section, for instance, this level of the game, we worked with a very broad canvas, and we brought the whole team in. It's like, okay, we have like 3 months to make a level. Those are the themes that we want to have to work on this level. Go ahead, work something out, and that was the main idea. So it's hard to say this guy made the game, created the game, or imagined the game. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's more a team effort. The core concept.
Asking this, I'm actually curious to know, comparing the beginning, the first month of the first year of how the project to the end. You had to lift a lot of.
Actually, no. It's not the usual thing, but we did not have to pivot too much. The core gameplay was quickly there. The main difference was at first you had also, how to say, for instance, here you are facing a boss. He's constantly attacking you, and you are constantly parrying. At first, there was 2 phases: the phase where you defend against the bosses, and the phase where you attack. And the idea was to make the attack the same thing. Like the boss has attack patterns, you would also have defense patterns. But this was honestly way too much for a human brain to just manage. So this had to be removed, and we focused instead on full parrying, and it still worked. That's the main difference. And the second main difference was in terms of pacing in the game. We had this idea of having a very contrasted phases. Normally, in the first place, the levels were thought out to not have any encounter, just to tell the story and wander from understanding what the story of the boss you're gonna encounter at the end of the level is gonna be. Yep. You're done.
Yeah. There you go. I also consider it a little
Yes.
bit. The beginning, it was talking at the same time and staring and. But I managed.
Yes.
I managed.
Yeah, clearly. But as you can see, the game is not supposed to be as difficult as Sekiro. In Sekiro, you would have died already 20 times. You did this boss first try.
Awesome.
So that's the idea. Not to be too difficult. To just keep it enjoyable.
And what talking about difficulty, what's the main difference between the 3 difficulties there are? You have story, you have not regular, you have another name, and then you have the hardest one. What's the main difficulties between those? It's like the aggressiveness.
Yeah, obviously there is the HP and the aggressiveness. The whole pace of the fights are different. And as I said in the beginning, that this is not only affecting the HP or damage or this kind of stuff, it's also affecting the combos, the color shifting, and there are additional mechanics in the hardest mode that are not present in the normal mode. So the story mode is really designed for people who don't play action games on a regular basis. It's like you're used to narrative story-driven games, for instance. Don't want to struggle on fights. The game is going to be very easy. Color shifting is going to be brought to a minimum, and the amount of energy you gain from a single player is going to be huge. So the fight are going to end very quickly, so you can focus on the rest. The normal mode is designed for any mid-core player, any casual to mid-core player.
Okay.
And the hardcore mode is designed for Souls-like players. At first, we are Souls-like players internally in the team. So this was our initial vision of the game in terms of difficulty, but it was a bit too intense.
Yeah, but I definitely know some people that will love to play on that difficulty. So because I know some people that love Souls games, and I mean it's amazing. And now we're wrapping up. We're wrapping up this presentation of IndieX. I loved playing Straight Lights. I love watching. I think I'm gonna actually, honestly, I think I'm gonna be playing on my free time just to know the game a little. Because the game is super beautiful, and the gameplay is super. It's not just it's easy to understand, but it's I don't know if this makes sense. It's fluid. It's really easy to pick up. So just some final questions, Damien. Where can people get in touch with you? Do you have social media? When can people see some updates about the team? Just let them know.
Yeah, don't hesitate to follow us on our social media. The main one we use is Twitter, but they are all on our website, embers.games. Everything is there.
Just one final question. So, how important is being present on IndieX for the entire team at the studios?
Oh, it's always a pleasure to have a chance to get the game showcased on such shows. So yeah, it's kind of a small dream come true. Like we are streaming the game live, and yeah, this is something I did not expect to experience in my life. So and it's same goes for the team. They are all there, just looking. But yeah, thank you very much for having us. It's awesome.
I mean, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much for being here with me and showcasing your game, showcasing Straight Lights. And you guys at home already know that you can get the game in all platforms. And this actually now, you can correct me if I'm wrong, you have 40% off on PlayStation, and you also have a bundle with another game right on Steam. So I mean, you saw it. It's amazing. So just Gary, Damien, thank you so much. And for the guys right there at home at IndieX, we're gonna be having a full entire day of more games. Actually, not an entire day, like the next 4 to 5 days, full of indie games, full of IndieX. So it's all for you. Thank you so much for being here, Damien, again, and thank you so much everyone for having me here.
Thank you so much.